He's a really good player. But I mean, yeah, Haven in loser side bracket needs to take 3 games off and then take another 3. So this is going to be a war of attrition between both of these players. And if Deltaforce has shown us anything, he's won that war many, many times.
That's where Deltaforce wants to be. My man loves attrition, and by looking at him, he loves nutrition too. My man looking pretty good with the fit tonight. I see you.
Funny enough, I actually have that same necklace that he has, that Deltaforce has. I just lost the sword, but it's a keychain. It's actually really, really nice.
That hurts.
Yeah,
it's a nice little necklace.
Yeah, so it's like a master sword. It's like it has a sheath, but you can take out the sword too. It's really, really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like an Etsy thing. I love Etsy.
Shout out Etsy.
Shout out. We're not sponsored.
Yeah,
by
thank
Etsy,
you to our sponsor Etsy for showing up today with the grand prize of $5,000.
That would be crazy. I don't even think they have that much money to support their local.
They don't have that much money to support their own people.
I know.
Bro, that's down bad.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, that people are trying to show off those small businesses. And, I mean, again, Fusion's quite the battleground for a lot of players up and coming, really, to show off their stuff.
Actually, I just checked Etsy stock. They actually are down bad. Ooh.
No! Etsy!
Oh, you hate to see it.
You know whose stocks are up, though? But Deltaforce.
Deltaforce. Everybody invest now. It's the next blue chip.
It's not about how many stocks they're up, it's how many stocks they can take down, really, against each other.
Real. That's the Fortune 500 mindset he's got going there.
Not the Fortune 500! Wait, hold up. I have a stocks thing that's just downloaded in my Microsoft. I can find it.
You got like a Robinhood or something going on over there?
Yeah.
You're one of them Robinhood investors.
No, I don't really care. I'm gonna be honest. It's just there. It shows me like a bunch of the Macy's for all I care about.
Yeah. Just check the Dow every day so that you can look in for him. That's the strat. When you don't know what to talk about with someone important, like, man, the Dow up 10 points today.
Shout outs to the stock market for
shout out to the stock market. Just me and my boy Dow Jones.
Dow Jones. I mean, speaking of stocks right now, we got grand finals underway as we're seeing the Corrin come out. So I believe we're seeing, Haven try again with this Corrin. And if it doesn't work out, we can see the Kazu. We can see, I don't know, the new brawler for all we care about.
Yeah, for real. We can see anything from Haven.
Yeah, that's what makes him so special, though, is that we can see anything, anywhere, anytime. But we're seeing, the tried and true come out for Deltaforce. Just him doing, not too many fancy things. Just, going for the options that he knows best. That he knows that he can hit all the time.
I have this theory that every region has a player like Haven. I know we have one. His name's Pokepen. Shout out Pokepen if you ever see this. In our region, where they're not necessarily the top player in their region, but they can play every single character at tournament level, so you never know what's going to happen day to day.
Crazy, man. It doesn't matter if you're PR, it's the fact that you can play every character well.
Yeah, you're PR with what you made random.
Random mains are scary, man. You gotta respect them, and you gotta respect Haven right now. She's going toe-to-toe with Deltaforce, but the forward are gonna catch out that skewer attempt from Haven. Now all of a sudden, this is looking a little bit dire as Haven needs to find the stock as soon as possible.
100%. And we've seen what happens when you get into these situations where you just cannot get the kill. I feel like that's one of Deltaforce's strengths, and that ability to switch up the game plan, play safely with that bomb, with the the boomerang. However, that grab getting closer and closer to taking the kill.
It's like when you start not being able to get the kill, of course, eventually Haven finding the kill. When you don't get that kill, all this percentage accumulates like the stock market. There you go. There's the connection. But again, all this stuff accumulates, and if it keeps on rising, eventually you're going to go down, right? So you got to be a lot more careful, especially if you're Haven when you're trying to land.
Deltaforce really out here loan sharking, collecting that interest.
Even though Haven's been the one sharking a lot, it's just not working out for him. And he's trying to play the aerial game. It just hasn't, done him too much favors. Oh, but the Nair is actually gonna give Haven, send him under stage. Not even pineappling, bro, the disrespect.
Yeah, pineappling on PS2 is like a different level of pain because it feels so much like your fault. You know what I mean? It's like, I could have angled that better. There's always a way back.
You could wall jump from the middle. Nobody does that.
That's true. More people need to be talking about this.
That's true. No, but I mean, but everyone's
nobody's talking about this.
Nobody. We are. That's because it's our job.
We need to keep talking about this. That's the truth of it.
Yeah, and right now Haven's got to keep up the pace with Deltaforce because it seems like Delta's just been able to dictate this entire match. Oh my God!
Oh, I feel like he could have just up aired.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think if he up aired, that definitely would have been the better option because I think it just reached a little bit more. But looking for that Z drop into the hero spin, not gonna get it.
Watch that bomb. When's it gonna go? Oh, it's not gonna go. He got baited.
And you can't even drop down from that because then you risk the regrab and then the bomb's just gonna explode. And so it's difficult, you know, in those scenarios where like you want to do an option, but you know that he's gonna be ready. And that's the pro player mindset, really. It's just being able to spot out all these different options that eventually overwhelms you, and now you have to choose, right? And then you choose the wrong one. You're like, oh well, that kind of just happened.
So what does Haven do? Do you try to stick it out?
I think you have to switch characters.
Yo, shout out Amsa for the raid.
Amsa
How's it going, Amsa? We're big Amsa fans around here. Talking about off-meta characters. We got a link on winner's side of Grand Finals right now. How are all the Amsa viewers doing? You guys having a good time?
Yeah, hopefully you guys came back from a very, very good stream. You guys have actually entered Grand Finals of Deltaforce versus Haven. We were talking about it earlier. Deltaforce, absolutely impenetrable wall when it comes to all of the setups, going up against Haven. Really an unstoppable force in the air, but it seems like he's hit a standstill against Deltaforce's lane.
Yeah, opting to continue with the Corrin. Honestly, it's hard for me to say if I think that's a good decision or a bad decision, because the truth of the matter is, Deltaforce feels ready for anything that Haven can throw at him. So at this point, I say, pick whoever you want to learn with and see how you can make it work.
Thing with this game is that no matter what set you win or lose, it's always a learning opportunity. And you can clearly see that Haven is using, you know, these games that he's lost with Corrin as a chance to potentially adapt, a chance to change his playstyle. And even though it's kind of working, Deltaforce has adapted to that adaptation too, which is absolutely crazy. That's what makes him so good. Oh, Haven looking for the side B again. The Nair trying to give, but smart for Haven to keep his jump and keep momentum as he maintains stage control.
Yeah, absolutely, but it doesn't matter. The closing out of the stocks has been the key all night. Deltaforce historically been more consistent with it, but this time, Haven able to get the early lead and ready for the up B out of shield as well. We saw that be so effective for Deltaforce in the first game, but now the adaptation starting to come out.
Absolutely, and you're seeing these falling fares, these falling Nairs, just, you know, really, really quick moves that not only are big, but they can definitely do a lot of damage. We're seeing damage. Okay, what even killed there? Was it the bomb? Was it like skewer? Because I know that's sweet spotted.
Maybe it was like some sort of weird additive.
The counter, he finally pulled it out. I thought I'd never see the day.
That? Wow. The counter off stage. However, Deltaforce is able to close out that stock, but it's looking pretty bad as Haven continuing to pile on the pressure, getting that bomb out of there as well. The double pin coming out.
But the jump maintained by Deltaforce to be able to come back on the stage. Good Nair into the back hit of the up air.
The patience not gonna be enough. I was holding my breath for that one. I was so ready for that to work after the way Haven turned it on.
Okay, good back air into the up B, just to dish out a little bit of damage, just to put him in disadvantage, which is pretty good for Delta. But you're so close to dying, and Haven's struggling to find this kill, but finally gets it with the up air. And I was actually talking about this with Supernova before. He mentioned that these big hitboxes allow for Corrin to juggle his opponents, juggle their opponents super well. The up air, such a good move that reaches out and can hit from behind, by the way. And that Nair can lead up to fair, all these different aerial moves. but a really good counter
nuts.
just to come back on the stage. I was talking about it before. You can't show off every arsenal that you have, every tool that you have, so that you have those moments, these little interactions where you can finally pull that out and be like, well, I didn't expect that. I didn't see it the entire time. So Haven finally coming back, and his Corrin finally putting in the work, finally getting the results that he wants.
Yeah, we were talking about, do you switch, do you not? Haven seems to have made the right decision, at least for that one game, but now Deltaforce has a little more data to work with, and if Deltaforce is good at one thing, it's getting that download complete. And if you remember the days like from Smash 4, where like someone would lose game 1 and then just go on a tear game 2, and the whole chat was just the download complete spam. We need to bring that back. I want to see the download complete spam come back at Majors.
People are too. Oh no, the SD. But people are too busy complaining about Steve for them to say download complete anyway.
So he downloaded a little bit too much. He forgot how to
downloaded
upbeat.
the DLC.
All he knows is fine dining and no upbeat.
Ooh, but then they're finally gonna close out that first stock for Deltaforce. So even though 21% is on his name, it's still a second stock basically at square one because of how well Deltaforce has been hitting his confirms. And again, those landing nairs are just going to do so much to mitigate any sort of, startup that Haven wants to go for.
Yeah, absolutely. Deltaforce is looking solid right now, despite that early death, the unfortunate air dodge into the stage, the classic. We got the Melee viewers in here as well right now. They know what that feels like. Sometimes it can happen in Ultimate as well. But Deltaforce not dissuaded, but at the same time, Haven's using that momentum really well.
Yeah, Melee players know how hard it is just to take a trump, like a ledge trump. Or ledge hog even, but I mean, right now it looks like Delta is hogging the stage with all these setups. Even though, Haven has center stage, he's throwing out all these boomerangs just to send him off and gets the bomb once again. Maybe he's gonna throw it again, but good time for Haven to come back, avoiding certain death. Where's that bomb?
Okay, it goes too low. I was so ready for a Bombo combo to come out right there.
Bombo combo is crazy. Bombo combo! No, he comboed himself!
No! Why did you do that?
Why?
That was an active decision that you made, Deltaforce.
It could bite him in the back right now as Haven's looking super sharp, and that sharp blade of Link gonna slice up Haven's second stock. Right now, I mean, it's looking a little. I don't know if he detonated it or like the neutral beat detonated the bomb. But
it had to have been him, right? It was way too late. Maybe we'll see it in the replay. We'll take a look afterwards.
Yeah, we'll look later. As Haven's looking forward to potentially taking game number 3 and just getting a step closer to resetting this bracket. But I could be, pulling out a commentator's curse right now because Deltaforce is no slouch to making these comebacks happen.
Absolutely. Goes for the charge on that forward smash. Deltaforce tried to get some cheeky stuff started. Ends up working out in his favor, even though he dropped it. Ooh, but that air dodge was not great.
Oh, what a recovery! Knowing that Haven was going to go for that charge shot to potentially gimp.
But can he get back again?
Oh, the up air, and it's going to kill once more!
Another bad DI moment.
Yeah, when you get to these later stages of these sets, fatigue and nerves start to play a big role. And so you start to make a lot more mistakes, especially against, a player like Haven, who's been hot with his, gameplay recently. Of course, him just playing solo definitely helped him warm up more than, Deltaforce. But this is not to say that Deltaforce doesn't have a lot more time, really, to adapt to how well Haven is playing right now, because he's cooking with this quad.
Okay, what happened here?
Oh,
wait!
It was exactly what I thought.
You were right.
The neutral B caused the bomb to kind of explode or reduce the time for it to explode, and so that detonated itself. That's interesting. So maybe Haven's gonna keep that in the back of his mind whenever he sees bomb come out.
That makes so much more sense. I was trying to figure out maybe he was trying to launch himself back and did it early.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
no,
what I was
it
thinking
was.
too. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Smash.
I mean, Haven's been pulling out those. Why can't Deltaforce? Good timing on that up B as well to stay alive.
Yeah, both players trying to time their up Bs really to avoid each other or get a kill if you were Deltaforce.
Yeah, just a game of chicken there.
It's true. I do like me a chicken game. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Really? Oh,
What the heart of
is
the
that a
card's
Yu-Gi-Oh
going
card?
Actually,
You get instant pin?
wait.
Ban that immediately. That's right up there with pot of greed.
Ooh, draw 2 cards. What does it do? But that's the thing, when you talk about, you know, cards that, like, we jokingly talk about, you know, cards that are obviously really busted and do the same stuff, or like, you know, we know the option. It doesn't matter if you know the option, so long as you keep on hitting it. And that's the thing that's making Haven so good, is that despite him going for the same old, you know, nair into the up airs, they're hitting, they're doing a lot of damage, and that's what separates, again, the good players from the pro players. They're not worried about all these fancy, you know, B reverses, all these wave bounces, so long as they keep on consistently hitting the stuff that they know that does a lot of damage.
Yeah, the consistency is huge, and also I've seen a lot of those micro adaptations coming out from Haven to mix up Deltaforce just enough. Like what we saw, like the 2 up Bs that came out, Deltaforce trying to get that early kill like he was doing so well in their first set, but Haven waited it out.
Absolutely. That's really, it's crazy to say, because it's like Corrin, or sorry, Deltaforce. I thought he got
don't scare me like that. Oh!
Deltaforce is forcing Haven to play a lot more patiently, despite him, you know, kind of having to approach and get all this damage. But Deltaforce is doing a good job against the up B. That's not gonna kill.
I love that defensive play from Haven, but you're back in the Deltaforce zone. And the up B resetting it, the bomb a little bit too high. He's got another one. What's the option? The get up timing is immaculate from Haven, staying alive and getting the back air.
Good stuff right there from Haven, finally being able to close off that stock of forward throw in favor of Deltaforce. Oh, but the get up attack finally getting punished with that grab, and that's all Deltaforce is trying to do. Keep Haven off stage, not allow him to get back and get any damage, and that's exactly what he did with that up tilt. Catches that jump finally. It is a little bit of a deficit, but it's not anything that Delta can't make up.
Yeah, a kill at 150, pretty late for Deltaforce, but was able to at least get it before things got too far away on that stock, but now they're kind of getting away on this stock with the early 75.
And that's always been, you know, the story of this match, is that Haven has been doing what he's been doing so well, is getting all that early damage, you know, with these their forward airs into the up airs and whatnot, that do not only a lot of damage, a lot of knockback, and can kill pretty early, as we saw from Delta's seemingly questionable DI.
You gotta be careful. The F tilt, none of these things are gonna kill by themselves, but the up B will, and Deltaforce keeps the first set alive.
Delta Airlines finally taking flight there, which actually took out Ubel, because he's trying to come back from Santa Claus. Please do not.
Oh no, you don't know how to do Ubel like that. Wasn't it really Delta though?
It was Delta, yeah.
Oh no!
It was Delta.
Oh,
but finally taking flight and soaring into game number 5 in Deltaforce's favor, which is actually kind of funny, because Delta Airlines and then Air Force. You can combine those two. But that's the thing, his aerial gameplay has been so well. Maybe that, you know, that name is finally coming to, you know, coming to life, because Delta has been playing super patiently, but also looking a lot like he's playing passive aggressive against Haven.
Look, I guess you gotta be patient if you're on those Delta flights, that's for sure. But either way, we're now in Game 5 territory. We've seen both of these players scam each other out of wins in this set, and I'm sure both of them would be more than happy to do it again, but it all comes down to who can close out those stocks. Like we've been talking about all night, that's been the name of the game.
Right now, you're seeing that Deltaforce has quite the lead. And here you go, there's the little conversions, the little, you know, props that Haven needs with those forward airs, those up airs, just to deal a little bit of damage. It really is just chipping away at Deltaforce, because he's, oh my god, what an extension with those forward airs into the up air.
Watch that bomb on the platform. See, look at that. See how Haven just has to respect the bomb, wasn't able to keep pressuring that.
Yeah, and it's like, even if he goes for the up air, he's, you know, risking the fact that he might land onto the bomb. Speaking of landing onto the bomb trying to drop onto Haven.
I feel like you could have just pulled the trigger on that bomb, but I know Deltaforce knows a whole lot more than me about that situation. or maybe just not expecting it to bonk the way that it did. Either way, continuing to both scrap for this first stock. That grab was nuts.
Absolutely. I mean, both of these players, again, they're fishing for this kill as soon as possible, but I feel like the big hitboxes is kind of what's allowing Haven to kind of get away with a lot of these kills, especially with the up air, as you can see right there, kind of just launches Delta up, and actually, oh, that's not going to escape, but I was going to say before, those up airs are actually kind of helping Haven avoid, you know, these bomb setups on stage, so maybe we could see Haven adapt a little bit more, try and, you know, go for those drop-off up airs, you can see right there, finally getting that stuff, like King BDB, like Rob, you know, on ledge, just moving that bomb or potentially catching Deltaforce, kind of just slacking on the ledge.
But Deltaforce has not been making that easy. That bomb has continued to be such an effective pressure tool in the matchup, forcing Haven to respect, to reduce the combo ability of those aerials, those starters that we were talking about, like the up air, because you're perpetually scared that you're going to get hit by the bomb, sent into the corner, and then have to deal with the set play ledge trapping of Link.
It's just patient gameplay from both of these players, and Haven opting to not go for the up air instead of the back air. And he's been trying to go for that a lot. It just hasn't hit, which is interesting because you'd expect at this point then for them to kind of just switch up their games, you know, their ideas.
Yeah, 100%. But once again, we've become such a back and forth last hit situation. Both of these stocks have felt like last hit, but there's still another one behind it. But the bonk on the bomb, and this time he does pull the trigger and it takes the stock. That's a huge stock for Deltaforce.
Absolutely, to find a way to close. That's what I'm saying, bro. That Nair is absolutely busted, dude.
It's crazy.
How did Das Boot, bro? Actually, Das Boot.
Boot.
Oh, good upbeat. Again, doing a lot more damage and sending Haven away from center stage.
The damage, it's starting to rack up. Haven needs to find this kill right now.
He's panicking. You can tell just a little bit by his, you know, his movement. That he's looking for these skewers. He's looking for this stray hit, but it's just not coming for him.
Oh, there's one. There we go. Okay, we're back to almost even footing here. This is only one or two little advantage state pseudo combos and strings away from being even. And we can see Haven's trying to make it work with those Z drops. Unfortunately, drops the combo. And now Deltaforce has you in the corner. And another up B ready for the high recovery. And Deltaforce is going to be your champion here at Fusion 184.
And an absolutely deserved win against players like Haven, against, you know, formidable opponents like Sola as well. You could see his run was definitely not an easy run, to say the least. He had to go through melee and winners. Of course, Steezy, who's been on quite the run as well, his Lucina, has been seen, you know, in top 8 a lot in Fusion. So again, not an easy way to get into the first place, but finally Deltaforce reclaiming his crown in a very, very good showing from him. So first is going to be Deltaforce, Haven valiantly fighting for that second spot, and then following up behind him is Sola, who is going to be your third place. And honestly, that is a really, really good top 3. I like that variety.
Oh my goodness. What a tournament. Our top seed didn't even make it into that top 3. And that's not because he played badly, just everybody else was too good tonight. Number 6 won the tournament. A Link won the tournament.
It's Deltaforce. I'm not surprised. You know, it's the thing. It's like, at some point you realize that all these wins are not surprises at all, and that these are to be expected. And again, it really just came down to all of these ledge traps and all of these, you know, different scenarios that Deltaforce puts you in, where you're forced to jump high, where you're forced to go low, and then, you know, there's so many risk factors, and Delta abuses that fact so well. That's what got him the wins. That's what got him so far.
That was dirty.
That was so dirty. Bro literally pushed the bomb with his body, and then
he knew what he was doing there. That was premeditated.
Oh, so
and that time, the bait, it looked like he was trying to do it again, even dangling himself over the ledge. But that's that last game, the game 5 last hit mix-up that you need to have ready. You were talking about that all throughout the tournament. Just those little things to keep your opponent consistently on their toes and catch them out when you need it the most.
Absolutely. And I mean, that was quite the tournament. Of course, Delta is your champion. Lentini, an absolutely amazing block with you. Of course, we got the Omsa raid, so maybe it's a, good luck fortune for all of us.
For those low-tier heroes.
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
mid-tier heroes.
But yeah, with that said, we're just going to end stream right there. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this amazing bracket. If you guys want to support us, you can follow us here on our Twitters. You can see below. You can also follow Supernova. If you guys just go back to his stuff. So yeah, Lentini, before we go, is there anything else you want to say?
Dude, you summed it up perfectly. It's been an absolute pleasure casting for y'all. We're going to let you go. Make sure you tune in all throughout the week. Collision's always doing all sorts of stuff. Check out the big tournaments we got coming up, such as Collision itself. Going to be a great time. Hopefully we'll see you there. And for now, everybody have a great night.
Peace.